Whether you've been hodling since the early days of Bitcoin, or you just heard your odd uncle recommend investing in cryptocurrency, you may be curious about how Bitcoin operates. While this relatively new sort of virtual money has been the subject of several news stories over the last decade, its core idea and operation are more straightforward than you may assume. Hello everyone, welcome to Success Wisdom. In this video, we're going to talk about what is Bitcoin and how does it work for Dummies 2022. If you're new to this channel, do like and subscribe to the channel. Let's look at the basics. Bitcoin is fundamentally a software protocol based on the blockchain. The value of the digital token is determined by what others are willing to pay for it, or by supply and demand. Initially, a Bitcoin was valued roughly at 0.008 cents. But as more people adopted the concept and purchased a token, its value has increased to over $50,000. Bitcoin is a digital currency based on a decentralized system that records each transaction on a ledger, also known as a blockchain. While this may sound complicated, it essentially means that the Bitcoin network is not run from some guy's basement on the other side of the world. Rather, it is run on thousands of computers across the globe simultaneously without a central controller. The digital tokens themselves are created by Bitcoin miners, who use high-powered computer rigs to solve complex math problems. While many people simply purchase Bitcoin through Coinbase or other apps, the digital tokens themselves are created by Bitcoin miners, who use high-powered computer rigs to solve the complex math problems. To keep the buying and selling going, they confirm transactions on the decentralized blockchain. Following the confirmation of a block of transactions by miners, the miners are awarded with a tiny quantity of Bitcoins. Bitcoin mining is, in the end, the foundation of how Bitcoin operates. Miners provide processing power to the blockchain in exchange for digital money. On January 3, 2009, Satoshi Nakamoto successfully mined the first block, which is commonly referred to as the Genesis block. As a reward, he was given 50 Bitcoins. Bitcoins came into being as a direct consequence of this event. Let's go a little more into blockchain. Blockchain is not Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is not the blockchain. The blockchain itself is a software protocol that may be utilized in a variety of less interesting applications to the average listener, such as manufacturing software, compliance banking, and other software applications. Satoshi Nakamoto, the developer of Bitcoin, described the first blockchain in 2008. Originally, the two phrases were usually used interchangeably, but blockchain evolved into a far larger software and technological phenomena. Blockchains are straightforward in principle. It's a digital chain of blocks, with each block containing a collection of data. Consider them to be folders in certain ways. The blocks are sorted chronologically and cannot be rearranged. It's similar to a history of digital events that are independently validated and securely stored across thousands of computers across the globe through a decentralized network. You may agree to pay a body $50 via blockchain, and that agreement would be recorded in perpetuity, guaranteeing you pay when the time comes. This secure software protocol serves as the foundation for Bitcoin. Because blockchains are distributed ledgers, Bitcoin's tokens are moved from person to person safely, recorded by blocks of information that are all decentralized and anonymously maintained by mining machines across the globe. The whole Bitcoin blockchain is open to the public. By making such a sophisticated quantity of information public, it can be ensured that no modifications are made over time, since other individuals will witness the changes being made or will notice that their blockchain that they can view differs from the one provided by another person. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Bitcoin transactions are not overseen by a central body. Rather, miners collaborate to verify them. Users of Bitcoin will often have wallet addresses, which are strings of letters and numbers that can be recognized on the blockchain and act as a sending or receiving place for digital currency. On the blockchain, this address acts as a unique identification. Every time Bitcoin is transferred or received to or from this address, it is registered in the chain and can be tracked back and forth. But what makes Bitcoin valuable at all? Nothing but what people are prepared to pay for it, and that there will never be more than 21 million Bitcoin in circulation. This results in a limited availability. New Bitcoin can only be created via mining or as a reward to miners for confirming transactions. The amount of Bitcoin received by a miner for processing a block gradually reduces over time, a process known as halving. Every 210,000 blocks mined, the payout is decreased in half. This process is expected to continue until all Bitcoins are mined in 2140. After then, miners will be reimbursed according to a fee structure in order for the blockchain to continue to process transactions. This is necessary for the blockchain to function. This also suggests that mining can become less profitable over time as a result of the decreasing returns. Having said that, this is predicated on the assumption that the cost will not change. Mining may become more profitable if the costs increase at a quicker rate than the benefits decrease, which does occur on occasion. The restricted quantity of Bitcoin also implies a supply and demand problem. As previously said, if more individuals wanted to acquire Bitcoins, the price would have to rise owing to a limited quantity. That is why the price of Bitcoin has risen so rapidly. If the lowest Bitcoin owner refuses to sell for less than $50,000, Bitcoin will be valued at $50,000, since it is the lowest price at which it can be purchased. That's an oversimplification of supply and demand. But in essence, Bitcoin is worth whatever people are willing to pay for it. It is not valuable in and of itself. All of this information provides a very basic overview of Bitcoins and blockchains. However, we haven't really gone into hash data different risks to the Bitcoin network, such as a 51% attack, or even the cryptography and security that goes into making the blockchain and blockchain wallets completely secure. All of this information is provided for informational purposes only. On the other hand, for a Bitcoin owner or buyer who is unskilled or brand new, the information presented here may be overwhelming and perplexing, requiring more analysis. In a summary, Bitcoin is a kind of virtual money that is validated via the use of a safe, decentralized software network that is run by miners on computers located all over the world. These miners ensure that consumers may securely acquire and sell Bitcoin, and in return, they are rewarded with a minute fraction of newly created Bitcoin. Because there can only be 21 million Bitcoins in existence, the price of Bitcoin continues to grow as more people express an interest in purchasing it. This trend will continue until more people are willing to buy Bitcoin at a price that strikes a balance between supply and demand. One thing is clear, though, and that is the fact that fortunes have been made on loss on the cryptocurrency. But it will surely continue to exist. Nobody knows what will happen to Bitcoin or its price in the future. But one thing is certain. We've reached the end of another video. Thank you for watching. I hope you have learned something from this video. If you like this video, do give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Thank you and goodbye.